All right, we should be live, and everything should be working just perfectly as it always does. So, welcome everybody to unbelievably episode 12. Oh, someone I got crosstalk there for someone because you're not on mute anymore. Yeah, welcome to episode 12, unbelievably, of Dead Flesh Retro plays Fish by Magnetic Scrolls. Um, we're back to almost full complement today, I think. Um, Everyone's back in the room. So yeah, Rosie's back from the tattooist, and Savandis is back from having a long walk. I think last week that was the excuse. But if you could all introduce yourselves and just say hello again.
Hello, it's Lee here.
Hi, it's Mondays.
Hi, I'm Rosie. Very happy to be back.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And hi, I'm Woody.
Awesome. So Lee or Woody, would you like to recap what happened last week, just to bring the others up to speed if they haven't caught up with the podcast?
They're just looking really worried at each other.
I was like, so we managed to out Tench, didn't we? We took Tench to the disco, so that was a big thing that we did. And we also we were messing around in the power station, and we because we turned off the protocopier, we turned off the tube, we got the power station down to 1% or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to work out what else we needed to turn off to get the power station to disable it.
So, having just watched the last week's thing, did anyone actually pick up the focus wheel?
No,
No.
We left it in the storeroom because
it's safe there.
yeah.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I was going to say that was a big thing. You printed a focus wheel. You
Oh, yeah.
photocopied a focus wheel. Yeah.
We did, yes. And we forgot to credit you for having the idea as well, because that's the first thing you said. It was the first thing you said when we got the page was maybe we can protocopy it, and you were dead right. But I kind of it needs to end up in the storeroom anyway. I think. I mean, I just assume that that's where we're taking all of these objects. So no, we didn't pick it up. But yeah, maybe we just left points. Maybe if you pick it up, we get points. I don't know. But also, so a few things have happened in the interim. One is that Lee, I think you asked whether or not there was a light switch anywhere. You kind of remembered having seen a light switch somewhere.
Well, I just thought that we just needed something which was a 1.
I know. Yeah. Yes. And you're right. Like when we arrive at our apartment, there is a light switch and the lights are on. So I think we need to go back to our apartment and turn the lights off, and then we might be able to get through the west door.
Nice.
The other thing is that I cheated a little bit.
What?
Why?
Because I was playing around and experimenting with some stuff. Like I took all of the other the other two characters to the disco to see what they did, and none of them had a parasite escape from them. Both of them went off with an attractive grouper in the disco, which great for them, but didn't help us at all. So Tench was definitely the right person. I also tried turning the underground off and then walking off the platform in the underground to see if maybe when the trains are stopped you can kind of explore through the underground tunnels. But no, you can't. It gives the same message, like, don't walk onto the tracks. But when I was in the lab, I thought I'd just better check that the hyperdriver really does loosen or take off the lock screw on the stream accelerator that's in the device. And so I just went and tried it, and a thing happened, and then I stopped playing. So before we do anything, I feel like I need to go and show you what happened. We were going to do it anyway because it's a really obvious thing. We know the hyperdriver, loosens and tightens lock nuts. We don't really know what a lock nut is, but anyway, we found one. So we were always going to use the hyperdriver on it at some point, but we should probably... I'm just going to restore it to the save game that we had before we took Tench to the disco because it's in the lab and it's closest. So let me just restore the game.
We need to introduce some sort of fine system for when Chris is playing the game on his own.
Fine.
You find £1 for every turn you take.
Well, at least we're currently implementing a coming clean system.
No, but also you are saving us a lot of
Time.
sort of experimental time, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you're just just cleaning up some loose ends, aren't you?
Exactly. Yeah. Just checking some stuff and doing some stuff that you know.
No, it's great.
But also it's quite boring. So there's always a temptation to try something that we haven't done yet. Anyway, I won't. I promise. Well, I can't keep that promise. I'll try very hard not to. How's that? That's the best I can do. Anyway, let's go to the project room. Okay, so here we are. We're in the project room. The device almost fills the room, looking like an aquarium filled with multicolored gravel. If we look at the device, it says Dr. Roach certainly knows how to build impressive machines. This one that he films a project room. Blah 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 blah. It contains
Chris?
Yes.
So just before you go on, so this is a save game before you did all the stuff with Tench.
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure that we're aware of that. And if we do anything that we like, we're then going to have to redo the Tench stuff all the other way around.
I realise that, yes, but we won't because as you'll see in just a sec.
Fine.
So
Right, I see.
not wanting to give anything away, but don't worry about that. Okay, it contains a stream accelerator. We can have a look at the accelerator. It accelerates particles gathered by the main project machine. There's a lock screw on it, and if we say unscrew lock screw with hyperdriver, it says frack. The lock screw, trademark, was booby trapped. Bang it goes. Well, really loud. Bang, really. Well, to be honest, it's even louder, but you get the idea. Then there's silence and blackness, lots of it. Next to Playfair says something. I think you blew it. You must identify the saboteur. He'd know how to disarm the booby trap he set. The voice fades and you experience a new sensation, that of failing. Oh no, sorry, a new sensation, that of falling. There's a sudden whoosh and you land, somewhat winded, back in the goldfish bowl. The castle is gone and someone has cleaned the bowl so you can see further than before. Goldfish bowl, a tingle runs up and down your scales here. It's definitely not your vacation bowl, etc. We're in the bowl of death.
Wow, okay. Booby trap.
Yeah, so that's a bit
Yeah.
worrying because that was the Finn that infiltrated Tench, perhaps, that knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Who we
Yeah.
have not.
But Tench seemed to have a recollection of having done something.
Yeah,
Maybe if he's confronted with that, he might know.
yeah, maybe.
I think we need to take tension to where that is.
I mean,
Or ask Tench about the booby trap before we take him to the disco.
yeah. I mean, it's possible. We can't ask him anything after the disco, at least without tracking him down, because he says, I feel dirty, and runs off to get a shower before we can stop him. So we have no opportunity to talk to him. And I've no idea where he would go, but it doesn't seem to be a location that Tench would go to have a shower. Maybe he comes back into the game later, I don't know. But also, if we ask him beforehand, he's not going to tell us because he's under control of the Finn. So
Although we could snifter him up big time since he's in the pub.
maybe that's it. Maybe that's the truth drug. Maybe that gas is the truth drug.
The big tank at the back of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bar.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, we have a similar problem with Professor Salmon, right? Because when at the terminal, when we look at the, or in fact, when we read a mail from us, I think, it says that the photon what was it called? The photon
Bridge.
Yeah.
was that Professor Salmon worked on that, and he would know where it is. But I kind of assumed that meant that it would be in his lab, but it's not, obviously. So, and we haven't been successful asking Salmon about the photon bridge either. So I don't know. Maybe
Haven't really
maybe
been successful about asking any of them about anything apart from each other.
we tried asking them about a few things, but they just gave standard answers, right? Like Simon Tench's answers was all like hippie, you'd ask the deep stuff and all that kind of stuff. And Salmon just doesn't know anything. We asked him about all sorts of things. He has no idea about any of it. I did wonder if maybe we need to ask Salmon before we give him a snifter, because once we give him a snifter, like, he's too drunk to remember anything.
He's drunk anyway, though, isn't he? I mean, he is
Yeah.
referred to as the drunk. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some way of sobering him up. I mean, like, he has no ulterior motive not to tell us about the photon bridge. It's like we need to get him sober to tell us about the photon bridge, and we need to get the others, or Tench, drunk to tell us about the booby trap. Maybe. I mean, I think I do have a save in the pub. We could go back there. This is before that I've invited anyone to the disco. I mean, it's possible that I don't, but let me just check. Obviously, we're gonna quit the Goldfish Bowl of Death. I don't know. Maybe there's a way of getting out of it at some point, but we don't know what it is yet. Let me try this. Yeah, so in this save, it's 5 to 11, and we're in the pub.
This is when we were deciding who to invite to the disco, isn't it?
Yeah. But Bream will arrive shortly,
Right.
but the others are all here. The other 3 are here.
So yeah, you could buy Tench some snifters and just keep feeding them to him.
Okay, I've bought a snifter and I'm giving it to Tench. He takes a good snort and, smiling, hands it back to Steve. Ask Tench about lock screw. Simon Tench says, Roachy baby, you're really on form. What a concept. Ask Tench about accelerator.
Yeah.
Same thing, standard reply. We could try buying another one.
Do we want to be obvious and ask him about booby trap?
We could try that. Look, if I buy another one, it says that'll be 5 clams, sir. I'll charge it to your fees account. Enjoy your sniff. And then he says, you're getting through the snifters quickly, adds Steve. If you like, I can sell you a cylinder for only 99 clams.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must
Wow.
be the big one.
Does it come with a free stool?
Okay. Blimey, like text. That will be 99 clams, me old mate, says Steve. He gives you the cylinder and charges the purchase to your fees account. A drunk with a left arm in a sling lurches into you as you turn round from the bar, knocking the cylinder to the floor. Sorry, Gov, he slurs, picking it up. I'll get you another one. It's one of the Finns. Stop him, Agent 10, screams Sir Playfair in your brain as the drunk runs off with the cylinder. You swim frantically after him, but he disappears. Well, you really messed that up, Sir Playfair scolds. The cylinder must be important, otherwise they wouldn't have stolen it. Fortunately, the backroom boy's got a fix on him. He's somewhere in the dimensions. You'll have to go after him, Agent 10, and be careful this time. You hear him mumbling in the background, then he curtly says, a warp will open up in Dr. Roach's apartment. Use that. Panchak's out. You should be more careful if you want to keep your job.
Jeez.
What the heck? We
Wow.
opened up a whole portal thing.
Yeah.
Hey, That was not what we were expecting.
No.
This game, man. This game.
Oh.
Wow.
I wonder if there is if there's a step by step that you can go through this game where it makes sense.
That's deciding.
The way that we're doing it, it doesn't make any sense. But I'm not sure if that's us or the game.
It's definitely not us. We're doing this in the most logical order.
So he sold us a cylinder, but I assume that one could still buy snifters for people in the pub.
Mm.
If we,
Oh, you want to go back to our original plan, do you, and buy another snifter?
I don't know what we're doing.
I mean, we have to go to our apartment, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go do that.
Mhm.
Okay. I think that was your notification, was it, Lee? I don't know. It was someone's notification. I don't think it was mine. But anyway. Okay, so we'd have a snifter on us, and we're only allowed one at a time. I'm really confused now because, of course, this is just like a scratch save point before we invited Tench to the disco. So there's a bunch of stuff we haven't done. I feel like we might need to explore a few of these different avenues, and then I'm going to have to put it all together and then like do another kind of optimized run to get to a save point where we've done everything that we know about.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because we're still not sure whether we need to interrogate Tench before we blast him in the disco.
Yeah.
Right.
And we still also we seem to have a way to get into the door in the in Battersea.
Right. Yes. Which we might never get to. that was going to be the big mission for this episode, and at this rate, we're not even going to get to go through that door. But
We just got 8 points for that cylinder thing as well.
right, and I think that's another thing is the right thing to do because
Yeah.
even though we've messed up, like the fact that we have a warp and a whole nother area to go to, I guess. I'm going to give Tench another snifter, and then ask him again. I'm asking about booby trap this time. I don't understand booby.
I wonder whether if we have to keep buying him snifters until something happens, or whether the very fact of buying the snifters has set off this whole other chain, hasn't it? Yeah, you're not convinced with the.
The interrogation, no, I'm not.
All right. Well, shall we go to the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to go to the apartment to turn the light off anyway.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I genuinely, I don't know how much progress I've made on this save game, though. If I look at the inventory... Okay, so we have the tatty card and the new card. So this is after we've got the new card from Salmon. Salmon is a Finn as well, so Tench and Salmon are both Finns. Oh, unless there was a different drunk with his arm in a sling. Was that...
I thought that was a completely different person came in from off screen.
Yeah, the one that knocked down the cylinder.
Yeah. Have we encountered a Finn in one of the other adventures that hurt his arm?
Don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no, Salmon is still here. So that drunk with his arm in a sling was just a random person in the pub who had a Finn parasite, but he had his arm in a sling. I wonder if that's mentioned in any of the dossiers about the 7 deadly sins in the manual. Is there one that has hurt his arm? Did we hurt someone's arm?
Mentioned, but I mean, it's not even mentioned that person before, has it?
Was there anything we did when the arch collapsed or something? Did it fall on someone? Is there something just a throwaway sentence that we ignored that meant
Yeah, in the process of fighting off the Finns at the end of that, or of any of those preliminary areas. I don't know. I'll it's researchable, I guess. We can go and have a look. Okay. So just thinking about where we are and what we haven't done, I suspect the protocopier is still switched on. So I think I'm going to go back to our apartment, but go via the university and switch the protocopier off, and then we can kind of.
Is this because you want to use this game because we haven't sent Tench to the disco? Is there any reason not to just reload that one?
What, reload the disco one? Okay, I could
Because that's our furthest progress one, isn't it?
Yes, apart from the cylinder business.
Apart from the
Yeah,
cylinder.
cylinder.
Yeah.
So
But couldn't we load our
Yeah.
most recent save and then go to the pub and do this again?
Yeah. Because we don't know where we are exactly. Have we done the photocopier? Have we switched it off? The focus wheel.
How do we prevent them from stealing the
What?
the cylinder?
I think I know what we haven't done on this save, because we're on. Well, you just changed it, but yeah, we hadn't gone to Salmon's office.
Yeah.
We hadn't used the photocopier. We hadn't invited Tench to the disco, and we hadn't met Tench at the disco. Those were the 4 things we hadn't done.
Yeah.
To get points. But if you've now gone, you've now gone back to the other save. So now the only thing that we haven't done is buy the cylinder that then gets stolen.
I think so. I think we're now past the Tench business here.
I can't handle all this time travel stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already hard enough as it is without.
Yeah.
Let's go from our furthest point, and then if we have to go back at some point, let's do that when we find out we have to do that. Right?
I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have to go through everything that we've done so far.
Yeah, no, I know. So let's not do it yet.
Oh my god, I feel so.
Okay, the protocopier is off. Good. The focus wheel is here. I'm going to get the focus wheel.
Oh, I was actually gonna say, did you want to dump any other stuff here so that we weren't carrying so much?
Yeah, I'm just going to get it to see if our score goes up, and then I'm going to drop it.
All right. Okay.
Did it? No, it didn't. What else? What else can I drop? Well, I don't need the dark glasses and earplugs anymore. Or do I? I'm going to keep them on, just as a security measure. I'm going to drop the hyperdriver.
Yeah, I guess we don't know what we need. But we're going to go through a warp, so we're not going to have anything, are we?
Yes, that's true. It'll just get dropped in our apartment probably.
Yeah.
I really want to go west anyway. Okay, let's go and do the cylinder business.
Wait, you want to go west where?
I want to go west in the power station. I want to go through the steel door.
Yeah.
I still want to do that.
Well, we still need to, as you say, we have to go back to our apartment anyway to go and switch the light off.
Yeah. True fact. Three students swim by with a rolled up hang glider under their fins. Okay. Back out to Opar Station.
I mean, see if you can work out how hang gliders work when you're underwater and you're a fish and you can't. Yeah.
Isn't that just called a stingray? I'm not sure what you'd hang on to, but
No, it's like a hang floater. Okay. So I'm getting off at Eel Pout, right? Eel Pout. Up. Northwest, Shark Street, Dace Road. I'm in the pub. So Bream and Chubb are both here. I'm just gonna do it by snifter with Visa card. I'm going to give it to Salmon and see if we can get him properly drunk.
Just kick a man when he's down.
The drunk. It's the same message as before, actually. Drunk takes a mask, holds it to his face, inhales deeply. After several deep breaths, he returns and if to Steve, I needed that. He says, I'd give you a token of my thanks, but I'm destitute. Give me a photon bridge.
Worth asking.
Because he's obviously just holding a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the pub.
Exactly.
I mean, I've asked him this before, but he says I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to buy another snifter. So it looks like it's three snifters then, huh? You're getting through the snifters quickly. I can sell you a cylinder for only 99 clams. Buy. Cylinder with Visa card. There we go. A warp will open up in Dr. Roach's apartment. Use that. Panchak's out. You should be more careful if you want to keep your job. Okay. So now to the apartment. So I'll go. Okay. I tried to leave the pub with a snifter still in my inventory, and it says finished already. Asks Steve as he takes the snifter. My place street is busy. In the end, you succeed in crossing with Dace Road. So we can't leave. We can't carry a snifter around with us. That means, which is, fair enough. Okay, back to Eel Pout. Museum, Paddlington. I did have some other thoughts about the whole Chubb next to our apartment business and why we would want the fish ton to be stolen, because you end up with something that we want that's going to Chubb in the same place as something that used to belong to us. What if we then bought our own fish ton and then swapped the delivery on it so that the fish ton gets delivered to Chubb and the case gets delivered to our apartment somehow? It was just a thought.
Convoluted.
Is it too convoluted for this game, do you think?
I mean,
Fair point.
by the way, the theory of hiding something in the fish ton so that it gets to the second-hand store, I don't think that would work because the travel pass was in the fish ton and it got dumped into the apartment when it got stolen. So
that's true. It got left behind.
Yeah.
The other thing that occurred to me is that we could try unscrewing the silver and the gold plates and swapping them.
Just in case the only way that he remembers where he lives is the colour of the...
What if he's drunk?
I mean, but then the silver one would work on his door.
Oh, I see. Let's just get to the apartment and turn the light off and in the warp.
Well, I'm outside the apartment, so I'm going to unscrew silver print with screwdriver. And then it'll tell me that you can't do that. It can't do that.
You can no longer get into your apartment. No. Locked ourselves out.
Oh, look. We're in the lounge of our apartment. There's a dark warp and a fish ton here. Okay, so switch off light. The switch is now off. Shall I save and then go through the dark warp?
Yes.
There's no way we're going to go through the steel door.
You are in a fishbowl.
I'm going to save on 04, I guess. What was 04? I think 04 was we'd invited Tench, but we hadn't gone into the disco yet. So I think this is a safe one to overwrite. Okay, are we ready, folks?
Yep.
No. But do it anyway.
Crossing fingers.
Yeah, just go anyway.
Swim dark warp. You slip through the dark warp into the whirling dimensions. It's a strange place, Agent 10, says the Playfair's voice in the back of your brain. Those fins have twisted the dimensions into some kind of labyrinth. But it isn't normal. The backroom boys are busy trying to figure it out. All they can tell me is that the fins have hidden the cylinder in a place where the only way out is up, and that if you're left in a room with no exits, you'll be stuck there until we can get you out, which may well be too late to save Hydropolis. You'll have to watch your step, Agent 10. We don't want to lose you, old boy. Good luck. Panchak's out. In the dimensions. A lesser being would have no idea what's going on here. Their brains would probably get lightly scrambled, if not completely fizzled out. But for a highly trained interdimensional espionage operative who has spent half his life travelling through the dimensions, exits are easy to spot. Exits lead north, northeast, east, southwest, northwest.
Is this a maze? Get your mapping out.
Oh, yeah, here we go. It's a text adventure standard. The tropiest of tropes.
What are we carrying?
We are carrying everything. Fisher-Fax, Taticard, new car, travel pass, screwdriver, bag, watch, dark glasses, earplugs.
So we could use the other trope.
We
do
could.
The Hansel and Gretel.
If the maze of twisty passages are all alike. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know that. We also don't know if this maze has object permanence.
Or even if it is a maze.
Yeah.
We've only seen one location.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna get mapping. Right. I guess we go in this direction. I really hope this maze isn't too big. But I'm also going to have to note all the exits. I might just write them. Oops. Might just write them down. North, northeast, east, southwest, northwest. North, northeast, east, southwest, northwest. So one thing that Trisbort doesn't do very well is like make it easy to put tentative directions in. Oh, south isn't even a way I can go. Maybe I can do this. North. Okay. Damn it. Why is... There we go. Okay. Should we go north?
Good a place as any.
Oh.
Do we know what the time is, by the way?
It's a good question. We've got a watch on still, but my the emulator's not recovering here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, let's have a look at the watch. 13:04. 13:05. So the time we spend here is counted. Let's go north.
Now, I think what I'm about to say is far too logical for this game. But we've been told that the exit is in a location where we can only go up.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that if the maze is a normal maze, i.e. not an extra dimensional maze or anything like that, then we would have had to have gone, what we're looking for is somewhere where we can go down.
Yes. That's correct.
Yeah.
We also don't know if, the exits and entrances match up. Like
No.
if we leave north and then go south, do we end up in the same place? But if we go north, we're in the dimensions. Exits lead southwest, west, and up. So that answers that question, doesn't it?
So no, they don't match up because we can't go south.
Yeah.
And we need to start dropping things.
Well, I can try.
Oh my word.
Well, no, because the exits might be a fingerprint in themselves.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah.
So actually, where you wrote the exits in the description is actually useful.
Yeah. Southwest, west, and up.
Did you write them in exactly the same order as well? Because that also,
I did.
Yeah, you know these things, don't you?
So southwest, west, and up. It was, I think, and that means I can now do this, but that is a one-way arrow.
As somebody who doesn't know these things, I feel like I'm one of those lesser beings that it described, whose brain is scrambled.
Word.
Yeah, I suspect that is what it was getting at.
So the traditional text adventure maze, is a whole load of locations that look very, very similar, or
Yeah.
if not the same. And then when you leave one of the locations, say north, then the location you end up in, you don't go south to go back to it, so you get properly mixed up as to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back in the day when people had all the time in the world and computers could only do text, mapping the adventure was part of the fun, and you used to do it with a sheet of gridded paper and a pencil and a ruler. And the game designers, even the very first game designer, the very first adventure game had two mazes in it. In one of the mazes, it was a maze of twisty little passages, all different. And so it was a twisting little passages, little twisty passages, the same words but used in different orders. So each location was a unique location, and everything matched up. So when you went north and then south again, you were in the same place, and it was laid out nicely on a grid, and everyone was happy. But then it also had a very difficult maze where it was a maze of twisty little passages, all the same, and it was no longer true that everything matched up. And the way to solve it was to drop a different object in each location to make each location unique. So you could tell if you went north from one and then you couldn't go south again, but went west and ended up in the same one because it had the same object in it. And this became like an arms race. It got to the point where in games like Steve Moretsky's Leather Goddesses of Phobos, there is a maze where it's like in the sewers, and if you drop anything, it immediately gets washed away in the sewers. So you can't do that anymore. But also you have to every 3 turns you have to hop, and every 5 turns you have to say quark. And the only way to know this is by reading the comic that came with the game, because at one of the panels, one of the characters explains to you how to get through this maze and avoid the dangers. So that's kind of the heritage of it. But I didn't know that Fish has a maze. It's not the most interesting thing to do. I'm if this really is a maze, why don't I do this offline rather than bore you with what is now 20 minutes of me meticulously mapping a complex maze, dropping objects, losing them, getting completely lost, reloading, etc., when we can go back to our safe position and go and see what's behind the steel door in the power station.
Yeah, that's a
Got
good
my
My
vote.
vote.
Yeah.
okay.
The only other thing to bear in mind, Chris, is let's hope that it doesn't also have teleportation in, because that's the other twist that
Yeah.
then gets added later to make things even more complex. Is that, and that's even in some like first-person shooters, they've done that where you're just walking down a corridor and you don't even know that you've walked into a teleportation square and you've been teleported somewhere else entirely, and it turns into a maze. And it's game designers think they're hilarious when they do that.
Yeah, I can't remember what the game is called, but there is an indie game where, literally the act of turning teleports you. So every time you turn to look, you're somewhere else.
Let's not play that game.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was 4, wasn't it? We'll be back in our apartment. Okay. Yes. Well, I've got some fun stuff to look forward to this week then. Right. We've turned the light off. Should we go to the power station?
Yeah, let's do that.
So the photocopy is off, yeah?
Protocopy is off. Light switch is off.
Yep.
Shall I leave the door open and get the fish ton stolen, or should we just leave that for a run through at some point? We did get points for it.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
we
we don't have any reason to keep it either, do we?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Oh my, what? Oh, I just closed our door. We walked in. I never closed it behind me, so I've just closed it and walked into it twice.
Doesn't bode well for finding your way around a maze, but it's okay.
No, as you will know, it's pretty standard. Pickerel.
We just got a whole bunch of points for something. What did we just get points for?
The fish ton being stolen.
But it hasn't been stolen yet.
It has. Right now, that's why we've got points. I left the door open.
Okay.
Oh. Don't use the Zoom chat because it appears on the stream.
Oh, sorry.
You can use WhatsApp, but the Zoom chat,
Okay.
everyone
Yeah,
can
Lee
see it.
just looked worried though.
Batersia. Okay, we're going to have to go and do the tour. Which is going to lose us time as well. So let's just have a look on our watch, see what time we've got. Oops. Okay, so it's 1:53 now. A steel door lies to the west near an important gauge and a large switch. Okay, turn off switch. Now, if I look at the gauge, I'm going to lose one of my turns. I think it's actually 7 turns that I have here. That would fit. But if I look at the gauge, I'm hoping it says 0. The important gauge shows the total electricity output of the Battersea substation. It is currently displaying a value of 0.
Woo!
So,
But the door's open.
oh yes, it
Yeah,
has.
Yeah, press
You missed the text.
Yeah, normally it just says the important gauge shows a considerable drop in current, but this one says, "Whoom, the pressure door opens." I did miss it. Okay, I've gone west. We're in tunnel. You'll have to be very careful in this tunnel. The sharp blades of a giant turbine are all around you. They aren't spinning, but the turbine could start up again at any moment, so it's important not to panic. Just make up your mind quickly whether you're going to swim east back to the power station or further along the tunnel to the west. There's a turbine here.
West.
I didn't save it, did I?
We have to go west, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curve. The tunnel curves upward here through still calm water, coming to a halt at a series of grills. The turbine's sharp blades lie to the east.
Up?
Yeah, let's just go up. You can't go that way, only east. The grills are an intricate crisscross of filters screwed together, designed to stop bits of rubbish getting into the turbine. There is a
Oh.
filter on them.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Get it!
Filter.
The filter steadfastly refuses to be moved.
We need to unscrew it, don't we?
Unscrew filter with screwdriver. The screw is a little sticky to begin with, but after a good twist it loosens up. The screw drops into your hands, and with a little extra pressure you remove the filter. There's a loud whirring noise. Oh no! Someone has started the turbine. You try your best to grab hold of something, anything, but it's too late. The current is too strong and drags you swiftly towards the blades of the turbine. Then you meet the turbine. It's all too late. Roach starts on one side and sliced fish appears on the other. You complete halibut, shouts Placer Flayfair Panchax. He doesn't sound happy at all. We warned you not to damage Sir Roach's body. He has the only one who could save Hydropolis. The Finns of One are out to get you. There is nothing we at Mission HQ can do. The good news is you've been sent back to the bowl. The bad news is that the dimensional warps have disappeared. It looks like you're in big trouble.
Oh my god, what if leaving our door open meant that someone went in and switched the light on?
No.
So the security guard comes back and he notices that the switch has been switched off, and he switches.
Oh, sorry, miss.
That's fine.
So what do we do with the security guard?
No. Oh. No.
Well, I think we just need to do exactly what we just did,
Yeah.
Without
without any looking around or,
Right to it.
you know, basically back to what we were doing 5 weeks ago.
So west, unscrew grill with screwdriver. East is 5 turns.
We should do it. I think we should. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see how many turns it takes before someone steals the fish ton then. So I've gone south, down, south. As soon as we walk out of the apartment, we get points. So east, down, north, wait. Battersea, south, up. And save.
Yep.
Okay, I'm not even going to look at the gauge this time. And you're right, Mike, I didn't need to because it told me that the door had opened. So, switch off. Oh, is it just pull switch? Now, west. Oh, there's an image actually. Ah. Okay, it's an image of a big turbine set in the floor. So I guess we're swimming over the top of it. There we go, west. Okay, unscrew filter with screwdriver. You remove the filter. East. Power station.
Did we take it?
Yes.
Yay!
points. We have a filter. All right.
Brilliant.
Yay.
Okay, then. So now we know what the screwdriver's for. Oh, look, we've got a screw as well. A screwdriver, a filter, and a screw and a bag.
So that we can screw the filter back to whichever I can't remember which one of the letters it was, but maybe we can connect them, yeah.
I think it was the photon bridge and the crystal were together.
Yeah, that's right. And the filter and the focus wheel go together. So
We've got that. We've got both of those.
Yeah.
You could go and try combining them.
good.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right then.
So have you got the formula, Lee?
We have A plus C, B plus D, and then you combine those two things, and then finally
Put them in a suitable case.
put them in a suitable case.
Sorry, say that again.
So A plus C, so that's the filter to the focus wheel.
A plus C.
Yeah.
And then
And then you combine B and D, so that's the photon bridge and the tuned crystal.
and what was the list again? So A is
A is filter, B is photon bridge, C is focus wheel, D is tuned crystal,
E.
and then E is the suitable case.
Yeah.
sorry, D was
D was the tuned crystal.
tuned crystal. And E was
A suitable case, which is probably that radio case,
Yeah.
which we're gonna have to get Chubb to.
okay. So you're saying that we've got the filter, the photon bridge, the focus wheel, and the tuned crystal?
No.
No.
No, we don't have to.
Filter and the focus wheel.
We've got the focus wheel and we've got the filter,
Yeah.
but we don't have the photon bridge, and we have a crystal, but it's not tuned.
We don't have the
No,
crystal.
it's-
The crystal's in the museum.
That's right.
Got kicked out.
But yeah, because of the alarm.
Yeah.
And Salmon knows where the photon bridge is.
Supposedly.
Yeah. But what you're saying is we could try to attach
Combine.
the filter to the focus wheel because we need to do that at some point.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And we're just going to try screw because it understands screw. Focus wheel to filter with screwdriver. You can't do that. Attach filter to focus wheel.
Yeah. Or combine.
Yeah.
Or...
Well done. The focus wheel connects to the filter, making a focus filter.
Nice.
Well done.
Did we get points?
No.
No.
Nope.
Bah. Okay. We've got 5 minutes left or so of the session. The only things that I can think of that we could go and explore are we could try buying our own fish ton and see what happens. And we could try dropping everything and going into the crystal room in case the alarm's being set off by something we're carrying, not us. But that's a bit of a wild shot. A long shot.
Yeah. So, going back to where the crystal is would probably be a good idea at some point. I'm not suggesting to do it now, but it's sort of, I don't remember us spending a lot of time there. We sort of went there, the alarm went off, and we left.
There really didn't seem to be anything to interact with there at all. So
No, that's true.
I do want to see what happens if we try buying our own fish ton. I feel like that's an actual action that we can take rather than just standing in a white room wondering why we keep getting kicked out.
Yeah, there was some notion that we might be able to hack the alarm, but that was
We can't access the hack program until after we get killed anyway. I mean, we only have until 4 o'clock.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it doesn't work during office hours.
Yeah. So
Right. Yes.
I think all of those programs are, I think they're red herrings basically. At least the ones that we can't access until after hours, and the other ones, the principal shouts at us for playing anyway. So unless anyone's got a better idea, I'm going to go to the second-hand shop and try and buy our own futon back.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
It's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, like you do stuff in this game, and suddenly you're either dead or you've warped somewhere else. Like,
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. No, it was. And I completely agree with your notion that, better to pull a lever, even if the lever does nothing, than just to sit around hoping that someone else pulls the lever for you.
okay, I'm back on Shark Street. I think the hardware store. Oh no, it's not the hardware store. The second-hand store is to the north, right? Oh, okay. You dart across Dace Road while nobody's looking. Second-hand shop. There is a radio case here. Our fish ton's not turned up.
Oh yeah.
We could
No,
wait.
we tried to buy or take the radio case before, didn't we? And Steve said that's how we know it's reserved for Chubb.
Yeah.
I mean, we can wait and see what happens. Let's have a look at the case. The radio case is the outer casing of an antique radio. There's a lot of space inside where the radio bits used to be. Search store.
Are you able to open the case or put something in it now whilst it's here?
No.
do we have
I could try. If I try buying the case. Oh, buy case with Visa card. Sorry, says Steve, but I've already sold the radio case to a fish named Chubb who lives in Paddlington. I'll get Rod to deliver it later on if the van's going that way. Otherwise, he'll have to wait. Ask Steve about Rod. Steve says, lazy sod, that's what I say. I really should get someone else to do his job instead.
Offer to take it to Chubb.
Let's just ask him about van. Steve says, well, that sort of thing is fine, but discerning fish these days want something more reliable. Okay, that sounds like a stock reply. Ask to deliver case.
Ask about job.
Ask Steve about job. I don't understand job. Ask Steve to deliver case. Steve says, I don't know where that is. Ask Steve about Fishton. Steve said, that's funny, I got one in first thing that you might be interested in. Oh, there is a Fishton here now. I've done a look in the location. You recognise the Fishton. So let's try buying the Fishton then. Rod, calls Steve, come here and put the Fishton in the van for delivery later on. Rod appears from the back room, gives you a knowing wink, and leaves with the goods safely in his charge. It's all right, I know your address, Steve says as you offer the information. He takes your credit card and partly fills in a sales slip, which informs you will be duly completed later, and returns the card to you with a supercilious thank you, sir.
So has he taken the case as well?
Yes.
Can we follow Rod?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's get back to our apartment.
Okay.
I know where you live because I blatantly got them.
Yeah, nicked it in the first place. Okay, I'm gone back to our apartment, into the lobby and then up. You swim into the access shaft and up to the level of your apartment landing. There is a radio case here.
Have it.
You now have the radio case.
Hey,
Come
nice.
on.
Hey.
Brilliant.
And some points.
Yep, like 11 points or something. Oh, this is hilarious. I've just gone north because the door's still open to our apartment. It says lounge. Some would call this apartment small and pretentious, blah, 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 blah. It says the switch to control the lights, the most important door to get out. Oh no, you've been burgled. I hope Dr. Roach was insured. There is a fish ton here.
Yeah, because it's just been
Yeah,
delivered.
because you brought it back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stacked messages. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we have 3 of the 5 items. Suddenly, we have 3 of the 5 items. And a big clue.
And we know where the other ones are.
Oh yeah. Oh no, we don't. We only know where. We know where the
Yeah.
crystal is, don't we?
Yeah.
So we don't know where the tuna is.
Yeah, no, we do know where the tuna is. We
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't know where the photon bridge is.
I'm guessing the photon bridge has something to do with a cylinder. Or
Yeah, it might be in the maze. Yeah.
So where's the tuna?
The tuna is in Salmon's laboratory.
correct.
Okay, and that's not. And the crystal is
In the museum.
in the museum.
And tune in, not next week, but in 2 weeks' time, because we're going on holiday next week. Yay!
Dare you?
You lucky so-and-sos.
Yeah, so there'll be a 2-week break before the next episode. So you'll all have to wait until to find out how to get through the maze and what's in it and whether I manage to even do it. But
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
sorry about it.
Don't do it from the beach.
I might do it on holiday. Yeah, I might just take a laptop with me and do a bit of mapping while I'm sat in a lounger. Sounds good to me. Anyway, thanks everybody. That was a really good session. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.